gentlemen, boys and girls, it is me, Dukect Live, here on the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the phone number is The phone number to connect to me, the call ID is 92417. Thank you once again for joining me live here in the Dukect Lounge. There are so many interesting stories, but this one right here, is interesting to say the least. It is very interesting. These lawmakers. And it's funny that these people who are anti-gaming and anti-this and that and the other, it's like when they do something wrong or anything wrong, it's just a little bit sweeter. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard already, a California lawmaker, a San Francisco Democrat, is arrested on corruption and conspiracy charges. His name is Leland Yee. And, well, that is just, wow. And the reason why he is arrested for this conspiracy is supposedly is a sting operation of, according, let's see, to LA Times, what have you, and everything is, he is supposedly, the reason why it says charges of corruption and conspiracy to traffic guns. And by the way, the Leland Yee, Senator Leland Yee, you know what he was? He was anti-gun. Yep. Yeah, he was for gun control. Has been a vocal, since 2000, he has always been a vocal advocate for gun control. And he was, and in 2006, Yee was named to the Gun Violence Prevention Honor Roll by the Brady campaign for his efforts that included co-authoring a first-in-the-nation bill to require new semi-automatic handguns be equipped with ballistic identification technology known as micro stamping. And in May 2012, together with Kevin DeLon, Yee proposed legislation to ban any semi-automatic rifle that had a conversion kit that makes the rifle a fixed magazine rifle. Yep. And this is the true irony of this, ladies and gentlemen. A guy who was engulfed with so pro-gun control, and he trafficked weapons. It is something, it's shocking, but it's not really that shocking. And it's funny. It's really funny about all this stuff. It's just... Oh, goodness. I love that. And by the way, his other stuff, by the way, is he was actually against video games as well. He was also against video games. Yeah. He was like, he wanted to, he wanted to say video games should have the same, legal requirements of alcohol and cigarettes, mature video games. Because even though they're already regulated by the ESRB and you need parents and permission to buy them, God forbid the parents, do their job and parent because, God forbid they can't do that. They have to have the government, basically hold their hands and such. It's, oh my goodness. He Oh my, it's amazing. And here's something really interesting here about the 2003 school shooting at Newtown, Connecticut, because, I just love people and politicians standing over dead bodies of children just to make a political point, because that's just beautiful right there, which is already a strike against them. But here's this quote, and I quote, gamers have got to just quiet down. Gamers have no credibility in this argument. This is all about their lust for violence and the industry's lust for money. This is $1 billion industry. This is about their self-interest. Yes, because the violent video games that the guy, I'm not even going to say his name because he doesn't deserve any type of response about what he did, that bastard who did it. You know what games he played? He played DDR. He played less violent games and such, puzzle games. And that had little to no that had little to no standing. Again, it's just the same arguments. And I hate that. We got Biohybrid here in the chat. Welcome, Biohybrid. Hello, how you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying me ripping apart this this hypocrite, which honestly most politicians are hypocrites, people. Goodness. And, it just makes it even more sweeter, the fact that, this person who, they say, oh, well, it's, he was a Democrat, all this type of stuff, It just shows, it makes it sweeter, a guy who talks all that stuff, all the entire things like that, and at the end of the day, he's the one trafficking guns. He's the one actually trafficking. Honestly, where do those guns go to? Where do those guns honestly go get hands on those guns, people? I just want to ask y'all, where do those guns usually go? Where do those guns go? They don't go to nice people. It goes to people to do very bodily harm to innocent people, probably. That sort of thing. It's just mind-boggling to me because someone with the bully pulpit he has, this person, Leland Yee, a guy he has a position of authority to push legislation that can help people and do all this type of stuff. And he's anti-gun. It doesn't matter or something like that. There are a lot of people who are anti-gun would never even dream of doing anything like this. They would never do anything like this that would risk lives, that will destroy lives and such. How could anyone do that to transfer guns to bad people? And yet, with a smile on the face, with any type of guilt or any type of anything out of a moral responsibility, to be anti-gun and anti-violent games and such. How? Answer me this. How? I just, please, someone, chat, talk to me. People in the comments when I put this on YouTube, tell me, how does this actually, how can these people exist? And the crazy thing is we vote for these people. We trust these people. We trust these people with the power to help progress our society. These are the men and women we trust and put up there. And now this. It's sickening. And when you do this, it basically poisons the well. Yeah. We're idiots. I think that's Biohybrid, nail on the head. We are idiots. We are complete morons. We completely keep voting these people in. I think, you're right. We are idiots. And, and this, what this does? You know what this man did? It set back the gun control argument and everything else that is probably, the arguments and everything else. It set it back 10 feet. It set this whole thing back. It set the whole thing back, probably even stuff that I would probably agree with. It set it back. How can anyone look at this and say, look at this and say, why should I support a person this way? How would I support gun control when a person in his set of authority is selling, it's trafficking guns to these two very, very mean people? How? And and again, this man I honestly think this person is a sociopath. He's a sociopath because, quite honestly, there is no person regardless if you're religious or anything else, can do something like this. You have to have something mentally wrong with you to go up on stage or whatever and preach from the bully pulpit that you are anti-gun this, you want to do legislation, you want to do all this stuff. And then on the side, you do this, you traffic guns and all this stuff right here. It's just, fine, whatever. Just, these are the people we vote in, people. We got, what, we have to start this, Oh, yeah. Buy a hybrid. I love you, ladies. Give a politician a video game controller and he'll like it go derp. Yes, he will. And it just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, it just showed you that we are, you can't trust these people. They're all around us. They creep around. You gotta be really hard. You gotta look at these people. You gotta look, regardless of party affiliation. And I know some people, Republican Party, conservatives, are jumping up for joy. Trust me, I can. If I really wanted to, I can just lay out the Republican guys too and the Democrat stuff too, man. This stuff needs to stop. This stuff right here. This is not a partisan. This is not a nonpartisan. This is something that affects both Republicans and Democrats right now. They think they are. We are. They have this. They live in the bubble. Both parties live in this bubble that they think they're untouchable, man. They think they are untouchable. Yeah, give them a gun or give it to Cheney. Yeah. Of course, we it's just, they live in this bubble. They think they're lords. Maybe it's just a continuous process, and this might make my little political stuff. And if I do offend, I apologize, and I'll stop doing it. Later in the show, I'll talk about BS wrestling, what have you. But this stuff right here, just like, they think they are king. They think for whatever, they think they're kings and queens. They think they are above to everything. They think that they are above the system and above the law. They think you are. They think they are like, oh my gosh, that sort of thing. They think they're above the law. They think, they live in their ivory tower, and while everything in the world is burning around them, the economy is down. People with student loans, they can't pay off their bills. Health care, all this crazy stuff is going on, and the world is burning around them. People are starving. People are losing their jobs. I mean, the whole gosh darn city of Detroit is now basically looking like a complete hellhole, and what have you. The whole city has basically been demolished and destroyed. People still can't find work, and people who are struggling to survive. And while this is happening, and while all of this is happening around this country, much less the whole planet, you know what they're doing? They vote themselves raises. They vote themselves, they go to, they barely spend any time in Congress. They complain if they have to spend, oh my God, we have to stay. Wow, we have to stay in the Senate Congress. We have to stay extra days because we take 3 months off every year, and every 3 months we take off and everything else. Every recess, even though most of the people in the United States have to work every day, they don't get any days off, including weekends. That sort of thing. Our leaders should be working just as hard as we are. Instead, they are kings. They appointed themselves as lords and ladies. They are dukes. They are duchesses. They are they rule the land. And it's just and trust me, this is not Emperor Obama. No. That the presidency has been it's just been going on for way too long and such. I'm not blaming President Obama. I mean, trust me, there's a lot of things on his feet, but this has been going on for so long. It's downright sad, and people will still vote for these criminals to get in. Yeah, it is. It's the total part of society. Us, cops, these government, everything else. We are the bottom rung. We don't mean anything. We do not mean shit to these guys. And what's it going to take, people, What's it going to take for us to really look into us and say, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done following this bullshit. Because honestly, I mean, I'm just one guy. I'm just one guy with a big mouth. That's what I am. What's it going to take for everyone else? What's it going to take for people to say, you know what? I'm done. I'm done supporting this garbage. I'm done supporting hypocrisy. I'm done with criminals running our society. I'm done with cops basically beating out innocent civilians. I'm done having people who kill innocent people and get away with it. I'm done having these politicians posturing for power. Meanwhile, people are starving and dying. So barely getting enough to eat, barely getting enough to survive. It's just this. I mean, when is enough enough? And I think maybe it is biohybrid, and it's very cynical, but he's right. And it is. It's a sucky thing. For every one smart person, there are two gullible, careless fools. Yeah, right there. For every one smart person, there are two gullible, careless fools. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a small little break here. Hopefully you stay tuned, and we'll be going to be right back, and we'll talk a little silly stuff here. We're going to like the message, it's got a little bit heavy. Oh, we got Apple Day 1 in the chat room. What's up, Apple Day? How you doing? And hope you're enjoying the show, Biohydrant. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, Biohydrant. And yeah, one long speech. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Anyway, you take a little music break from the OC Remix library. I'll see something interesting for play for us. Something that calm us down after this big thing right here. Let me get something to calm us down. Yeah, I just found it. A little rumble, steel drum rumba from Donkey Kong Country 2, Serious Monkey Business from OC Remix. Seriously, this song is great. It's nice. Keeps us in a calm mood, and we'll be right back here live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you for joining me, Dukect. Dukect Lounge phone number, if you want to connect me to Dukect, is 724-444-7444. Once again, call ID to connect me to Dukect is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. We got Biohabit from LC. Oh man, from LC's little show, Center Radio. Oh man, I am sorry. I've been pretty busy and such. I do frequent LC's show, any chance I get. So, yeah, thank you for joining. And thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. And remember, people, and if you remember, if, I keep forgetting to mention this, but if you can't call in live or what have you, your telephone or anything else, remember, you can always download the Shoe Phone, the TalkShoe Pro app. All you got to do is download the TalkShoe Pro app, and you get the Shoe Phone. We connect there, then we can talk. We can talk, and we can do all this type of stuff, and also the chat room. And remember, you can always catch this and everything else on YouTube, Blip, Screw Attack, and whatever fine video sharing sites. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Well, that was fun ranting. Now let's get on to the silly stuff. Let's talk about Impact Wrestling. And now I probably lost 90% of the audience, but I don't care. Okay. Let's see. There's been very interesting stuff here. Very interesting. Okay. First off, MVP, the opening segment, they did well, but oh gosh, what a confusing mess. It just reminded me when Vince Russo was writing again, and that's not a good idea for anybody. Nobody wants Vince Russo, nobody, and I do mean nobody wants Vince Russo writing again. Okay. That said, we're going to be okay, let's talk about this. Let's see. Well, the whole segment, let's see, you have Abyss is with the champion Magnus. And supposedly yes, okay. Ray Charles and a little non-freaking clue. Okay. Well, I'll simple this thing down. I'll simplify this. Okay. MVP, Montel Montez Porter, is now running the show. Got Dixie Carter away. The TNA champion, the World Heavyweight Champion, the championship belt that actually looks so much better than both the WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt thing. Monstrosity they have. Magnus, who's been playing the chicken crap heel, let's see, has an exclusive deal with Abyss. So Abyss is not signed with TNA MVP, if anybody. That's what Magnus says. But that means if that is the case, then why in the world is that means if he's not hired by the company, then why is he here? Why is he here? And they have MVP booking him in a match. That makes no sense. if he is not contracted with TNA Wrestling or Impact Wrestling, why is he getting booked? That makes no sense. What? Stupid. And but of course you had that brought out Samoa Joe. He's pissed off that he can't get a number one contender, a true one-on-one match because of all the shenanigans. And at this point, I would have just said, at this point with the shenanigans and trying to keep Magnus as champ, I'm sorry. They should have Samoa Joe just win the match and just move on. Magnus, I'm sorry. He just doesn't really feel. He does get a lot of heat, and he hasn't. But the thing is, he hasn't produced any good matches as champion yet. He hasn't done. Everything has been screw job, finish. I just want a good match from Magnus and such because he hasn't been really remarkable. He hasn't been really remarkable as a champion, as something really memorable, which is a shame because I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Magnus to see, but he hasn't. He does have a great character. And he has had the moveset and everything else, as we see later tonight when he took on the Wolves. But it just seems like his championship match is it's not speaking out to me. But honestly, but overall the thing was weird and left me really confused. But Samoa Joe's pissed off. Eric Young comes out. He takes a shot against Abyss, let me take out Abyss. So some would say, hey, why not have him put Eric Young versus Abyss? And what have you. But, hey, you know what? Let's go for a brass ring and say it like this. Abyss versus Eric Young, the winner becomes a special guest referee of the Samoa Joe Magnus match. That sort of thing. But instead, MVP puts Eric Young in the Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, no. There's another Vince that's actually running the show. It's maybe Vince Russo, but I don't know. It's just, okay. It's just stupid. It's a lot of stupid stuff here. But I did like the promo, Eric Young giving a good reason. By the way, he mentioned World Elite. That was my best version of Eric Young. God damn. Missed him. But anyway, hopefully they can continue making Eric Young into more of a serious character. He has had the beard, so. Anyway, but honestly, moving on, we had some good matches. We had the Wolves. The Wolves looked really good in the victory against Magnus and Abyss. And Magnus, lost via submission, tapped out again, and he left. I know the rationale of it. I get the fact he's a heel champion. I get the fact that he needs to rest up. He doesn't want to injure himself. But really, again, he just taps out again. And then you have now dissension with Abyss. They just got to get. Oh, God damn it. Why have dissension now? They should not have dissension anywhere near deception. They should have anything. They should be a cohesive unit. I'm not saying this should be there forever, like the whole Joseph Parker storyline, by the way. They dragged their feet on. They should. That's the fast way of some dissension would have been, say, at Slammiversary at least. The wait at least to that moment. Okay, then. Okay, whatever. Next up, you have very interesting. Angela Love defeated the Knockouts champion Madison Rayne. Velvet Sky turned heel and joined Angelina. I need to eat a sandwich, Love. To solve fire start with the beautiful people. Yes, it's 2007 again, and beautiful people are back. So basically, Velvet Sky, left. Basically, she's back to where she belongs as a heel with the beautiful people of Angelina. The singles run was not working out for her. So maybe with this, they can actually do something positive, and maybe they'll actually go falls for Madison Rayne. Anyway, what else happened? Samoa Joe took on Eric Young. I actually thought this was a good match. And the way they did protect Eric Young with him passing out, but also with Samoa Joe leaning for the pin, leads some very interesting decision. But in the end of the day, it's just something that, at the end of the day, it just seems it's very interesting the way they actually pulled it off. So I think something that really had I think this could be maybe Eric Young having maybe an outsider's, a puncher's chance to actually win the championship. Who knows? But you know what? I have to say this. Some other stuff happened. Bobby Roode and Bully Ray had a confrontation. We have Roode putting Ray through a table. And also that, ladies and gentlemen, we have probably one of the best matches TNA has ever done with Gunner and James Storm with this match with no rules, no everything else. Gunner unlocked, unchained, and unbroken, what have you. Because quite honestly, it was a very, very fun match. I mean, very fun and action-packed. And I like the finish here because, quite honestly, I know some people didn't like it, like, the suplex didn't work or what have you. But you know what? It works here because the chair didn't have the same type of impact. It didn't have the chair was already broken, and they did the spot. I think that impact was lessened, so that's why James Storm kicked out. And then you have the whole bear attack, or have you, as Gunner gets his full revenge, which I wish that James Storm would have won. It would be very interesting if James would have won that and continued the feud. But hopefully this means that this thing is over. But then again, I saw a video that says James Storm saying that he may have pinned me, but he didn't beat me. I think it's going to lead to an I Quit match and have James Storm finally say I quit and move on. And hopefully Gunner, my hope is actually they revive the TV championship and have Gunner hold it, or at least chase it with EC3 or something. Because, hey, another thing I really liked about this thing was EC3 and Rockstar Spud's hunt for Willow. Oh, joy, that was a very fun little thing to do. They actually had these nice little segments. And in the end, Willow comes and attacks. No, first, Willow abducts Chief of Security, Rockstar Spud, which is hilarious. And then EC3 mans up, and honestly, he looks more like a hero here. I'm not being the EC3 mark, but seriously, he looks more of a a person who wants to save his friend, a hero, than actually Willow is, unless they want to shoot that as such. And yes, EC3 does have a bit of a douchebaggery with him. Yes, he does. But they seem to be, if this was a television character, at least there's somewhat honor among these aspects. It's interesting. And maybe they're trying to segue Jeff Hardy, a.k.a. Willow, into more of a heel and more dangerous stuff. And I honestly think this is interesting, to say the least. Just get some different ring attire for Willow, and I'm all good. It's very interesting, to say the least. But that's what I think. It was a very good impact. Slow beginning, but overall I think it was a very good, a very interesting show, and I really enjoyed it. Anyway, I will be taking a small little break, and we'll be right back with some CM Punk news, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a very interesting Punk news, if you know what I mean. We'll be right back right after this.
way out and put this darkness behind us. And underground is my oration, sound integration. But situation is we're surrounded by light negation. It's black as pitch cause we're trapped by our violent souls. In a deep mind where deep rhymes won't keep my self-control. Too many foes, we feel snake bit and we won't take it. Enemies need their face hit, we going ape shit.
Hell is my confinement within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind.
And we are back live here, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for joining me, Duke CT, live here on the Duke CT Lounge. The phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, phone number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the phone number is 724-444-7444, and the call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. And ladies and gentlemen, I got interesting news. It's from the Wrestling News Depot. And supposedly they finally have a reason why CM Punk left the WWE. Some say it's work, some say no, but this is right here supposedly, according to Power Slam magazine, and I quote, there's a source close to CM Punk revealed to them the real reason why he left. And this is what he said. Worn down by the match schedule, CM Punk was not satisfied with his in-ring performance and felt his fans weren't seeing his best. Meanwhile, the bumps have caught up with him. He said to be in great pain each time he used a Randy Savage elbow drop. Outside the ring, he was tired of button heads with management backstage, and he has been disheartened by some time with the knowledge that he would never be pushed as WWE's top man, no matter how good his promos and matches were, because he didn't fit the prototypical WWE wrestler profile. It is possible that Punk would have been willing to endure the fatigue and pain and the stress had he believed a breakthrough was feasible. However, it was the realization that his career had peaked in 2012, which sapped Punk of his own drive and drove him to exit. Punk is keenly aware his value to WWE increases the longer he remains on the sidelines. Wow. That's a very interesting statement. Very interesting. To say someone like myself, who's a fan of CM Punk, and quite honestly, I have no problems and qualms with him leaving, because if he is that hurt and injured, he's like, well, Macho Man did it all. I mean, I love the comments here. Well, I'm going to read some of the comments here, which is a very dangerous thing, mind you. Reading the comments on any internet and forums, and there's comments. More often than not, it will make you hate humanity, but for you, the people, I will endure them. Here's what it is. Agree. This CM Punk propaganda is bullshit. If a 150-pound guy is sore from jumping off the top onto WWE's heavily padded 2014 ring, imagine how Savage felt back in the 80s. He never quit when Hogan took his top spot back. He went to a shitty gimmick, preserved, and became a legend in the process. I would say, well, not really. He didn't really. He got stuck, but he left for WCW, a competition, and his legend grew. Yeah, that's what happened. Savage left the company and became, well, a bigger legend. He didn't stay around for that long. He didn't like the fact his character. Yeah. Anyway, the annoyed critic continues. Punk is a bad attitude jerk. He's got a massive ego. He quit because he wasn't being used in a main event match. He had a match that arguably was bigger than the top company stars match at Cena at Mania, and he left. That's because fighting an over-the-hill Triple H in a match that would have sucked so much balls would have been so much fun. And really, just because he's positioned high on the card people would care more about the Cena match. And hell, I don't think that, even though the promos and stuff look interesting, I'm still thinking that match is going to be complete horse crap. But that's just my personal opinion. And he continues, you marks can kiss this guy's butt all you want, but anytime you chant his name while two talents in the ring wrestling, you're showing how stupid you truly are. He quit. They didn't. And you shit on them for being one with work ethics. Well, I do agree that last point of, hey, don't chant CM Punk's name while two or four guys are busting their ass in the ring. But to me, that's not really anything else to say, well, they're doing the job because they want to do it. They have to do it. Like, well, there's no other competition. And I'm honestly not counting TNA or anyone else's. I mean, back in the day, if CM Punk or hell, if any wrestlers were disgruntled, they left and went to WCW or hell, ECW if Paul Heyman could afford to pay them. They left. They went to the other companies and somehow survived and thrived. People, you need to realize something. And this guy needs to realize something, that, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, if CM Punk was actually treated with a little bit of respect, and let's be honest, the WWE, I mean, yeah, CM Punk should have gave him more of a week notice, and I guarantee you he probably should have. I think there was other ways to do it. But let's not kid ourselves. Let's not think that WWE is all 100% innocent here. And we need to remember this crucial fact with professional wrestling and WWE. Most importantly, this is something that we need to get in people's heads. That not even the Shag Daddy from OTS YouTube channel, the Lax Man, LV, and all those great guys seem to forget about wrestling and such, is that the main thing with the wrestlers, even though they sign contracts, they're still independent contractors. They're not really employees. I gotta keep reminding people this thing. They're not employees. They're independent contractors. And trust me, they can get fired for any daggone reason, what they want. I have no idea why the WWE hasn't started firing people multiple times and everything else. But, I mean, hell, it's been seen that WWE fired people for, like, the guys, we can't find anything work for you. So instead of firing the writing staff or what have you, they're going to fire the wrestler. It's stupid. It's just, I mean, there's a whole lot of talent, and yet you're just going to not use it. It frustrates me. It really does. That's what my thing is. That's what it just frustrates me, that you have you have talent. Instead of just saying, we can't find anything else to do with you, even if the guys that do have bounce ideas and everything else. But then again, I still, blame most of that stuff on Vince, because at the end of the day, they have to please him. Yeah. But, yeah. It is. It's just like, oh, yeah, I love this one. John Cena fan. It was his fault that he failed. CM Punk failed. It didn't round the ball when it was given to him. Blame him, not WWE, who did everything in his power to make him the next John Cena. Please. Yes, because having him feud with having him basically feud with Kevin Nash, a guy they knew he wasn't going to be good with a clause or what have you, and have him somehow lose to Triple H clean, have to admit verbally, oh, Triple H, you're awesome. I was so wrong and everything else. I was too much of an idiot. That sort of thing. Oh, yeah, and all this type of stuff is my culpa to Triple H, the Lord Almighty Master. Jesus. I'm a fan of Hunter, but damn, that storyline was screwed the minute he got involved. Same thing with the Daniel Bryan thing. Hell, I was impressive. Some say, and I love this stuff, which I need to talk about this thing right here, and that supposedly, ladies and gentlemen of the people who are listening, biohydrate and everything else here, is that supposedly, I love this. This is the forum I go to. This is something I go to, Freaking Awesome Network forums, and I need to find where it is. I need to look for this. Where is it? It's amazing. There's actually a thread here, ladies and gentlemen, that it says that the whole thing for the authorities storyline, they all planned it out. It was a 100% plan. I mean, they planned this whole thing out. That is amazing. They said supposedly, and I gotta see it. Maybe it's this one. It's Triple H beating Clean. Where was it? It has to be here because I'm not making this up, people. Is that somehow that I just can't believe this. You know, that somehow that oh yeah, here it is. It was the Batista's original WrestleMania plan. I'll give you the link in the description. And there's a guy here who actually thought this entire thing was just so like, yes, they planned this thing from the outset, which is what is this? I mean, seriously, they plus the plan this. Oh, please. Yes, they told people they were going to completely and utterly shoot down how many pay-per-views and force some people like, you know, I'm not going to watch a show. Yeah, the show got so bad, they got me to stop watching. Hell, I stopped. I mean, I know I have to catch myself up for WrestleMania and what have you. The W Network is fine and what have you, but I stopped watching. I stopped watching the product for the most part. Only thing I did watch to catch myself up was Muse, you know, his reviews. Yeah, I was like, congratulations, though. You stopped me from watching your pay-per-views and your television show to plan out this massive thing. It's just, I mean, did you honestly think that this thing was all this planning? It's just, oh my gosh, if they planned that, I'm going to be like, that is one hell of a plan, and there are so many things that fall flat on its face. Like, the WWE knew, oh yeah, it's right here. It's all the reflexes right here. I got it's right here. It says right here, quote, the WWE knew Batista would be booed upon return. They worked the shit out of everyone. Believed Bryan was held down. Punk's walkout was a strong possibility. Was a very strong possibility. Anyone could have seen it coming. Everything has gone according to plan. Oh, God. Oh, if that is the case, that is amazing. I'm like, bravo, but it just falls flat in so many ways. Like one, they said kind of WWE that Batista being booed. How do you know this? I mean, Batista, what if he was cheered? What if he was conquered, the world conquering hero? Second, injuries, which honestly will come back, you know, to bite anyone in the butt. You know. Oh, well, by the way, did they know John Cena was going to come back early from his injury? Did he know that they actually, because honestly, John Cena was needed for this. People, please. How? There is no way this thing could have been, like, Punk and everything else. This is legitimately falling ass backwards to a storyline. I'm not asking for, 7 months of play, a year of storylines plan, which would be nice. But to say that, oh my God, you planned this all along? I mean, why this? People say work the audience, but oh goodness, this is just, oh my God, it's just so stupid. It is just so stupid. I don't know what else to say. I'm gobsmacked by that, man. I gotta sit and actually think about this, man. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, that's just to me, wow. I mean, I gotta really sit and think about how this is just so gosh darn stupid. Yeah. Well, that was fun. It's been one heck of a show. Thank you so much about Hybrid for checking me out. And yeah, I ended with a positive note, even though it's been a shot Friday. You can check the links out when I post this stuff on hopefully Saturday and everything. Thank you again for listening and watching at Dukect Lounge. New and interesting stuff is going down the pipe, and keep watching and spread the word. And hopefully more people can join in the craziness and listen to some nice OC remix songs. Got to switch these things up eventually and do all that type of stuff. Hopefully people will join that. Thank you for Apple Day One. He joined in. I want to thank Hybrid for joining me as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Hopefully the show is, hope you like the show. And this is it. This is the end, people. This is Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.